More troubling ties between a Broward County Sheriff's deputy and associates of radical Islamic terrorists. As I continue to dig into the problems with Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel, one central figure keeps popping up. It's a deputy in the Broward County Sheriff's Office by the name of Nizar Hamzeh. Now, Hamzeh is critically important to understanding not just Sheriff Scott Israel's incompetence, but his malfeasance and his coddling of some very, very bad people. The Hamzeh is the regional Florida director of CARE, the Council on American-Islamic Relations, a group considered a terror associate organization many places in the world. Now, I've told you previously on the show, and we've put up some photos, I've also put them up on my social media, about Israel and Hamzeh's associations with major players in Hamas and their close relationship with the imam of the Darul Uloom Mosque over in Pembroke Pines, that's on the west side of Broward County, Florida. Now, that imam was a spiritual advisor to dirty bomber Jose Padilla. But the new information we've found is even more troubling. See, CARE, where Hamzeh is a major player, has certain mosques that it puts under their umbrella. CARE often writes letters. For example, they wrote a letter to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement asking them to roll back hardline training on radical Islamic terror because they didn't like that the instructor was telling the truth. And when they write these letters, there's a list of associate mosques. And one of those mosques is the Masjid al-Hijra in Miramar, Florida. Miramar is a little town in the southwest corner of Broward County. It's within the confines of the patrol area of the Broward County Sheriff's Office. So why is this little Masjid al-Hijra mosque significant? Well, A, they're an associate of CARE, where Hamzeh, the deputy, is a major player, where he's an executive level regional director. But more importantly, this little masjid, this little mosque in Miramar, sits on a plot of land that directly adjoins the family home of Adnan al-Shukri Juma. Now, if you don't know who al-Shukri Juma is, I'm going to tell you. He was killed in 2014 in Pakistan after he rose up the ranks of al-Qaeda, became a senior commander, counter-terror forces, took him out in Pakistan back in 14. Now, how did he rise up the ranks of al-Qaeda? He was one of the masterminds, one of the planners behind the 9/11 attacks. You heard me right. Let me put it into place for you. Let me put some of these puzzle pieces, connect them for you. The boyhood home of Adnan al-Shukri Juma, which is still owned by his mother, and his mother still lives there. So the family home of a 9/11 mastermind who rose up the ranks of al-Qaeda and was significant enough for counter-terror forces to kill him in 2014 in Pakistan, sits on the same little plot of land, directly adjoins, without offense, the Masjid al-Hijra Mosque. If you were to look at an aerial photo of these two buildings, they appear to be on the same plot of land with a carport separating them, an open-air carport, no fence, no obstructions, no barriers. That mosque, that's interestingly close to the family home of a 9/11 mastermind, of the home still owned by the mom of that 9/11 mastermind. She still lives there. That mosque is a CARE associate mosque. In other words, like I explained, when CARE signs a letter on something, that mosque is listed as one of the signatories, meaning that Broward County Sheriff's Deputy Nizar Hamzeh, a guy that Sheriff Scott Israel protects at all costs, a guy who does really nothing in the agency. Other deputies want to understand why this guy is given such attention by the sheriff. One of the mosques under his regional direction as CARE of Florida's regional director appears to sit on the same property as the family home of a 9/11 mastermind and senior al-Qaeda commander. This is beyond bad. This is beyond troubling. Now, I've dug very deep into this after my sources gave me this information. Broward County property appraiser records do confirm that these properties are adjoining. They confirm that al-Shukri Juma's mother still owns and resides in the home. Letters from CARE that are readily available on the internet confirm that this mosque is a signatory. When CARE complains about things like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement's hardline on radical Islamic terror and training their agents, their law enforcement, they're called agents up at FDLE, training their agents and civilian analysts on what to look for. CARE wants them to roll that back and not take such a common sense approach. This is very, very troubling, and we're going to be going really, really deep into this today on my longer show, Off the Cuff Declassified, with counterterror expert. And he's a counterterror expert specifically for South Florida, Joe Kaufman. You're going to want to watch that. It's going to be very, very interesting information. This is a critically important story, and we're not going to stop digging until we get all the answers. This is terribly, terribly important content. I'm going to go much deeper into it on my longer show, Off the Cuff Declassified, with expert guests like Joe Kaufman, people from the intelligence community, the law enforcement community, in the days and weeks to come. I need to get to the bottom of this, and I want to keep bringing it to you. So please subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. It's also critically important that you go to firescottisrael.com and sign our petition. This man, in light of this new evidence and all the other evidence, cannot remain sheriff for one more day. Also, go to the App Store, download the Rebel app. Great way to get all this content. If you've done any or all, and I hope you've done all of those things, I want to thank you very, very much. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with you tomorrow.